Let's talk about new Obsidian Entertainment's game AVOWED and its release date. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about Obsidian Entertainment and their new game AVOWED. Now, AVOWED is still in development. There was actually an interesting leak a couple of days ago where first graphics from the game actually leaked out, and it was rather low quality, but you could actually say that the game is going to look kind of nice. And by the way, that was a leak from a very early build of that game. So yeah, I mean, by the time the game is going to release, which I'll talk about in a minute, that game will probably look much better anyway. So AVOWED is going to be like Skyrim-like RPG by Obsidian Entertainment, and I'm talking about Skyrim-like game mainly due to the fact that that's how Jez Corden actually described this game when he actually leaked some information on that a couple of months ago. And funny enough, I want to talk about release date for that game, because a number of people were saying that, oh, that game is probably still further out. And also, a couple of months ago, there was this big leak about AVOWED being rebooted. And Jez Corden actually spoke about that reboot during the last Xbox 2 podcast with Randall Thor. And it's actually interesting because when you hear reboot, you think, oh my god, they probably start everything from scratch, right? They started the whole development process. But that was not really the case with this game, at least, right? I'm not saying that that doesn't happen sometimes, but that was not the case with this particular game. So what Jez Corden actually said was that yes, there was a sort of a soft reboot, but it wasn't really like a complete reboot, as in it's not that they started everything from scratch. And I'm talking about it with regards to the potential release date, because many people, like I said, think that the game is not going to come out anytime soon, which is actually interesting because there was even some rumors that the game may actually release in 2023. I think Jeff Grubb was the one who actually leaked that, maybe even a couple of months ago. And obviously there was some speculation that maybe AVOWED is going to be one of the first games of 2023, but looks like that's not going to happen because we have kind of seen the list of games that's going to release in the first half of 2023 and from Microsoft. I'm talking about official list, and AVOWED is not on that list, but AVOWED may still release in 2023, but later, so other half of the 2023, especially that Starfield is probably going to come out early 2023. I mean, the most recent leaks suggest that it may be around May, maybe April, something like that. But hey, these are rumors, of course, so, I wouldn't really be surprised if that game got delayed again because of some extra optimization that is needed and stuff, but who knows. Either way, AVOWED may actually still come out in 2023, because going back to that reboot thing, and, obviously the whole thing that people were saying that if that game got rebooted, and according to Jez Corden, that reboot actually happened in 2020, I think, so 2 years ago, or at some point in 2020, so it may be 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. So people say that, so 2 years is not actually enough time to actually finish the game. But first off, if that reboot happened in 2020, even midway through, middle of the 2022, that means that by the time the game is going to release in 2023, like late 2023, it's going to be like 2.5-3 years since the reboot happened. And also remember that that was a soft reboot. And Jez Corden basically saying that basically what happened was that when the game first started, they really wanted to make like a typical smaller in scope Skyrim-like game, right? Like Obsidian style. just like the Outer Worlds, right? It's not really like this huge open world kind of game. It's like smaller in scope, very focused, story driven and stuff, right? And I think that was the first idea when they started working on that game. But then Microsoft bought them and they got extra resources, money, and they got some ideas that maybe it would be cool to incorporate within the game. And they started working on some ideas and, basically growing the game. And I think the project grown so much that at some point they decided that, okay, we need to do something about it, because we won't be able to finish that game ever if we keep adding more and more ideas and more systems and more, locations, whatever they were working on. And basically that's where the reboot started. Basically they sit down again and they were like, okay, we need to decide what actually stays in the game and what we need to leave, what we need to cancel. So it wasn't really like they had to start everything from scratch. They just kind of cut out the fat, if you know what I mean, right? And then, since then, they started focusing on what really matters. So really, that game has been in development for a while. And even with that reboot, soft reboot, it's probably going to be a quite big game for Obsidian Entertainment, really, because not only the development of this game actually started way before Microsoft bought them, and they bought them in 2018. So since 2018, it's been like 4 years now. It's end of 2022 now, right? So it's like 4 years. And the games, Obsidian started development of this game even before they were bought by Microsoft. So development started in 2017, 2016, who knows? So it's been like a number of years already. And the game is not coming out this year, not early next year, probably late 2023. So I think that's the release date. There's been some rumors. I'm not sure if they are really true, because that's how these rumors actually work. There's been some rumors that actually Hellblade 2 and Avowed are going to be two big games that will release towards the end of next year, but we don't really know that. And there's also been some rumors that Avowed was supposed to be shown last year or something like that. So I think that Avowed is closer to be finished and shown maybe next year and released next year. It just, I guess at some point they will have to start releasing these bloody games, to be honest with you. And like Starfield has been in development for like a decade now and stuff. So, they really need to start actually wrapping up those projects and stop like adding new stuff to it only because Microsoft bought them and they got extra money and stuff. Like they really need to think about like finishing these projects, because otherwise it's just going to be one long development process. And if the game is being developed for too long, technology gets old and new ideas arise, and what was actually trendy a couple of years ago may not be trendy anymore. So too long of a development process is actually not good for games either, I would say. So it's good to hear that developers, Obsidian, is now focused and they are back on track on what they do best, because that's what actually Jez Corden actually said, that as soon as they cut out the fat, all these new ideas that they decided that are not really going to work, the development process of the game actually boosted a little bit, sped up actually a little bit. And I would not be surprised if Avowed is going to be late 2023 title, which means that, generally speaking, 2023 is going to be very strong for Xbox. I'm not really saying that it's going to be the strongest ever, but like with Forza games, with Forza Motorsport, Redfall, Starfield, if Avowed was to release next year as well, there's some rumors about Contraband. I will have a video about this game soon as well. If all these games really will release in 2023, that's going to be a big year for sure for Xbox Game Pass, because all these games going to be Game Pass. And on top of that, there's going to be ton of smaller games like Atomic Heart, and I'll probably make another video about like what's coming early 2023, because there's a lot of games that will be day one in Game Pass and are coming to Xbox and PC. So yeah, interesting times ahead of us. 2022 wasn't really great for Xbox, but 2023, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So guys, that's the video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.